Thank you very much, Mayor, Board of Trustees. The audit for 2010 and 11 has been completed. And if you have any questions to the auditor, Ms. Betsy Allen, she will be more than happy to answer any of the questions. Thank you very much.
Can you bring a copy of the audit report? For the trustees? Cool. Yeah, I got it. Betsy came in bearing gifts. Mohan didn't want to disappear, so I think he locked him in his office. He was so excited. Well, he's getting the books, maybe go ahead and get it started.
Yeah, just real simple, like I said, if you have any questions as we're going along, I can get so much detail as what's in here. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Like, price of the audit, I don't know what prior to gone over an audit is, so something more you'd like to know, just let me know. When you bring it back, the first thing I want to talk about is this, is the auditor's report. There's a few items I want to point out there. First of all, the firefighter's pension fund is presented in this audit, but we do not audit the firefighter's pension fund. It's audited by other auditors, and that is stated in this opinion that it's audited by other auditors. The other thing with the police pension fund, you'll see in the opinion when you read it that the police pension fund is not included. It is not included. It's better. The police pension fund is not included in those financial statements that you're looking at. It's still in draft form. Completed, and so this is signed by management, everybody to get financial statements done, and we can do that, not present it, as long as we put in our opinion to show you that it's not presented in the financial statements. So for the next audit, we will see it when it's done, and we'll push for it, and present it if possible. Another item you'll see in here is there's going to be as statement 54 that was presented, that is adopted this year. It has to do with the classification of fund balances. And so if you look at a prior year audit, you might see a lot of reserved and unreserved fund balances on your balance sheet. If you look at page 7 this year, on your balance sheet, you'll see the different categories of non-expendable, assigned, restricted, and in the footnotes, it explains what those different fund balance classifications are. So that's also pointed out in the opinion. One other item in the opinion that you'll see that different than some is that there's also not a management discussion and analysis presented within the financial statements. That's something that management decided not to do this year. It's certainly something we work towards doing in next year's moving forward, and that the village decides to do. The next section of your audit is after the independent auditor's report is the basic financial statements. This includes your government-wide and your fund financial statements, along with reconciliations that reconcile the two of those together. Those start on page 4, and that helps you out in all this. The following section is all the notes to the financial statements. We provide additional detailed information provided in the basic financial statements that we just talked about. There's a lot of more detail on the significant accounting policies, your capital assets, your debt. So we'll give you the detail that's presented in the financial statements. The next two sections in the report refer to other supplementary information and our other information. Contains detailed schedules of the revenues and expenditures, the budget and actual comparisons of all your major funds. It also includes combining statements of all your non-major funds. And so that's just sort of a major and non-major is a quantitative determination that we do unless management present funds and major funds. So all funds of the village are presented. They're just some represented as major funds and show on the face of the financial statements, and others are combined into the non-major funds. Along with that, there's also budget and actual statements. Prior to to. One of them is our required communication letters to the board. And that just talks about our responsibilities as an auditor and our responsibilities as an auditing you. It also talks about any GASB statements that are become effective for the district or the village and what years they're going to become effective. It shows any adjustments we had to make, so it gives you a table of the different adjustments that we made during audit procedures. So if you read that, it's called our required communication with the board that we're trying to do. The other letter that you have, we call our control deficiency letter, and there were a few items in this year's audit. We made some audit adjustments. There's some segregation of duties issues, but it has to do with the size of the village that you have. It's really not much you can actually do about that, but we did provide some suggestions to help out with that. When we have a segregation of duties issues, the standards require us to communicate that to you and to present it as a control deficiency. Like I said, with the size of this village, it's not something that you're going to be able to probably ever completely fix in that. And that happens with a lot of smaller municipalities. It's not a rare thing. So, and so you can just read through the letters that have to do with the segregation of duties issues. And like I said, we gave some suggestions to work out. There's also just some comments and suggestions in here of things about that recapitalization policy versus threshold. We don't have a written policy, and so we're just suggesting that you take time to have a written policy. So you can take time to read through these, and if you have any issues or questions, please let me know as we get along.
Trustee Myers has a question.
You stated that you made some readjustments and explain what effect of readjustments.
What kind of adjustments we made? There were some different entries to your accounts payable. There were
Page 8, that's the one we're talking about.
right. So these are entries that were material to the audit that we brought to the attention of management, and then we ended up making them. So there were some property tax adjustments. Some like there's a DCO grant adjustment. There's money that you got in, so we were reclassifying it. I went into that. Different accounts payable adjustments for additional payables. We had to reverse some stuff from the prior year. So just different entries, like just regular different audit entries. And they've all been provided to all on to get into the fiscal year 11 record, so everything carries forward for the next audit.
I'm curious on that CDBG grant adjustment. You guys set it up CDBG and how that was it.
I don't have the details.
I just noticed that.
No, I'm just trying to look at that. I can only tell from this, like what fund it was made from, if it was an increase or decrease to your net assets. So, but this has all the detail in it. So the grant money was received, and it probably wasn't, we put it as a receivable, it was probably received after the year end. And that would pertain to the fiscal year 11, so we recorded it as a receivable into fiscal year 11.
So we received it in 10, but we didn't actually use it in 11.
No, we would have received it in after October 31st of 11, but it was the money for fiscal year 11. And from looking at this entry, some of it we did recognize as revenue, and about $200 and it was like $25,000 we put into deferred to next year.
Well, we also have a copy of it.
Yes, I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
First of all, this audit is for 2011, so this doesn't reflect what we have right now, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So the numbers that we have here is not exact, and things have changed. We have 2 more audits after this.
Correct.
So this is just showing us what we were and what type of shape we were back at that time. So I wanted to make sure distinction, right? I want everyone to look at this and think that, well, this is what we have now, because they're going to change in the next 2 audits.
Correct. And we will be doing an audit for October 31st, 2012, and then we'll be doing a short stub audit because you changed your year end to April 30th, 2013.
Right. Okay. And you're going to be doing both of them? Are you?
That's our plan.
All right. Because right now, looking at these numbers, I mean, they look a certain way, but to actually react on them, there's nothing really we can do about that. All we can do is look at the numbers and just say, okay,
Right.
this is what happened at that time. You can't make any changes, you can't add anything to the fund, we can't say we have this or that, because really this is just something that should have been done back at that time. I just wanted to make that distinction right now, because I don't want people thinking, that, okay, we have this amount here in the whole. Yes, we're in the whole, but it's not this exact. It may be more, maybe less. We'll find that out. Second thing, was it, you're doing this audit, I know it took a little longer than normal, but the first auditors claimed the second one wouldn't take as long, but it seemed like this took a while too. Will the next one take? Because right now what I'm saying is we can't borrow, we can't do much of anything until we get our audits complete. So will the next 2 go a little, or do you see any problems?
No, I mean, I think that I'm talking Mohan, we're talking to the mayor, we'll talk to them next week. The big thing is that we've already provided Mohan a list of items that we need. To begin the next audit started, we have people open, the schedule open. We talked to the mayor, we talked to Mohan, and our big thing is we need everything ready when we come in. And then to make it cost efficient, to just give time, efficient time to get it done. When we have all the information, we can come in and get it done much more time. We're waiting for stuff, we adjust schedules in our office, so the big thing is get stuff done, we get information time, and we get information to you much more time.
Now, I also saw some recommendations that you had in your letter. Some of these things seem, as you stated earlier, we don't implement because we don't have the staff for them, but some of the other things we should implement so we can have checks and balances. I don't know, maybe we should, as a board, go over this and see so we can do this. I mean, you have a couple of items on here that made a lot of sense that you should have checks on the comp. I mean, people to check behind people to check behind people, and that's something that we really need to do. Just not just have one person.
Right, and maybe the point that you as a board can look at all these items, they are suggestions to help, and like I mentioned at the beginning, you do have a small finance department, but you do have other people within the office, and sometimes you can utilize them as part of the checks and balances also.
Okay. I appreciate it. I mean, the audit looks, I just saw it just now, I had a chance to really look at it, but it's presented well. But really, well, as I stated before, there's not much we can do about that. Right? I mean, it is what it is. It just gives us a guideline and you a guideline to do the next 2. Hopefully we can get these done before the end of the year so we can go out and see if we can at least borrow money to pay some of these bills and things like that.
Right, and remember too, you keep saying that this is where you were on October 31st, 2011, but you still do have internal financial statements that are up to date right now.
Right.
That you can ensure that they see and can give you a more picture of where you are at now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just so everyone knows, with Mohan, if you come and see him about eating something, you're requested to put on the back burner. Because I directed Mohan to get the information the operation need, so we move forward. I think one thing that we need to point out, that in less than a year now, we've gotten 2 audits completed. Okay? The goal is to have a 3rd audit before the end of the year. And that's why we're giving Mohan the time that he needs, and he's working under my direction to give the auditors what they need, so we can get this 3rd audit done before the end of the year. The other thing to realize, especially to the board, is usually you have an audit for a year, so you're paying out every year for that audit. In just a little over a year's time, we're going to be paying for 3 audits to be done. That affects us when it comes to our finances also. but it's something that needs to be done, something that should have been being done, and we've inherited this, and now we're trying to get the bills back to where it's supposed to be. The trustee made a great point. These audits have to be completed for our loan fixed loan with the IEPA, and the auditors understand we've met at home phone conversations back and forth about how important these are, due to the fact that we don't have the third audit completed. Probably most more likely we will have to be going back to court and asking for an extension on our full order. So that's why again it's important for Mohan to get all the information so we can move forward on getting this audit completed. But we had a date set, just like we had a date to have it done before or by October 31st. It was completed October 30th. I received everything, signed everything, and it's officially completed by 31st, but there's some little finishing touches that they did on 30th. So now we have a date set for the end of December. And we're going to try our best to make sure we have that.
You've got two more, I'm going to use two more audits to complete to get you caught up as a village. I realize too, I mean, we do just one at a time.
Oh, yeah.
1 year has to be done and closed
Oh, yeah.
before we can start the next one, so.
I do have one last thing I did want to ask. Will you have, on page 7, where you have restricted funds,
Yes.
you only have one entry, is that correct? It's just the railroad noise and safety improvements? Is that the only, is that the
No,
only?
if you read down underneath, there's also any of the special revenue funds, debt service funds, and the capital projects funds. Those fund balances are also considered restricted fund balances.
And restricted, you mean?
They're restricted due to any like enabling legislation or a special tax levy for them, so therefore that restricts their use.
Okay, they're going to be used for that purpose.
Right.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Any other questions for Betsy? Oh, you have plenty of reading material, can you conversation tonight when you go home? Pick it up and start reading, by the time you get to page 3, you'll probably get asleep. That's the information coming out. Come on, anything else? All right. Move to item number 3. Everyone starts to move around, electronic recycling. Dish, why don't you come on? Squeeze out your way here.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, trustees, members of the audience. My name is Tish Powell. I am the market area manager for the state of Illinois with Universal Recycling Technologies. I had the pleasure of meeting Mayor Hanks and Trustee Costin at the Illinois Municipal League Conference a few weeks ago. And we talked about the challenge that Village of Sauk Village was having with residents being able to effectively take care of old electronics. Like many other communities in the area, I actually live in Elgin. I'm actually on our city board in Elgin, the city council member in Elgin. Our board meeting is tomorrow, so I'll be in the same position again tomorrow evening. But just quickly, I wanted to go over a couple of things about what we have to offer the Village of Sauk Village in terms of electronics recycling for your residents. We're going to go over really quick why it's important to recycle new electronics, why recycle us, and the proposed partnership between Universal Recycling Technologies, we call ourselves URT, and the Village of Sauk Village. Obviously, one of the big reasons why we should recycle electronics is conserving natural resources and reusing and recycling valuable materials. Many of the electronics have gold and other precious metals that can be reclaimed and recycled. The plastic can be reclaimed and recycled, as well as the glass. They also have a lot of hazardous materials inside of computers, and in particular, TVs and computer monitors have a great deal of lead in the glass. Also has barium, chromium, a lot of other potentially hazardous materials inside of these electronic items, which is one of the reasons why Illinois banned them from landfills as of January of 2012. One of the things that's not often talked about is the fact that recycling is very good for our economy. In Illinois, recycling accounted for over 111,000 jobs and $3.6 billion in payroll in Illinois in 2010. Now, obviously, those figures are 3 years old. I no doubt believe that those numbers have increased in the 3 years that have passed. So this is actually very good for our economy. As I mentioned before, it's the law in Illinois, and even about 25 other states have similar electronic recycling laws that prohibit people from being able to dispose of electronics in landfills. These are just a snapshot of the different items that the state of Illinois bans you from throwing away in your garbage now. TVs, computers, printers. There are about 17 different items on this list, along with a couple of other items like the cell phones and computer cables and drives that are also eligible to be included in the electronics recycling programs. In terms of why you should consider recycling with URT, we have a nationwide presence. We are based in Janesville, Wisconsin. We have facilities in Oregon, Wisconsin, Texas, New Hampshire, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. Material that is collected here in Illinois is processed at our Wisconsin facility. We are certified e-stewards. We have the highest level of certification in the electronics recycling industry. What a certified e-steward is, basically it means that all of our material is processed here domestically. For those of you who probably remember a few years ago, I believe it was on 60 Minutes, did a big story on how electronics being exported from the United States was being processed and taken apart in third world countries by children, being exposed to all of the different toxic metals that I just talked to you about. And when they zoomed in the camera, they had big state of California property tags on some of those items. That is not a position that you as a city want to be in. All of our stuff is processed here in the United States. We do not process and we do not ship any whole materials overseas for processing. Let's talk a little bit about one of the things that often comes up is my electronics, is it going to be safe? Is my data going to be safe? We do very intricate removal of the material that's on the hard drives of computers that we collect. It meets the U.S. Department of Defense standards, and actually we just recently upgraded to another standard that's a little bit more stringent. And then we actually physically destroy, we shred the hard drive once that material has been eliminated from the hard drive. So we collect electronics and we transport it, as I mentioned, to our facility in Janesville. We do this basically at no cost to the municipality and no cost to the residents. And the way we are able to do that is because of the way the state law is written. The burden of the cost, or at least a portion of the cost, is borne by the manufacturers. So if you are a manufacturer of electronics, such as Samsung, Vizio, Panasonic, anyone who sells electronics in the state of Illinois has to pay a fee, and those fees are used to help establish programs like this. After we collect the material, the usable items and parts are reused and recycled into the materials, and this is an example of the container program that we are proposing for the village of Sauk Village. It's a 20-yard container, actually a 20-foot container. It's self-serve. People can walk in, they put their items in, and they walk out. We have this in several other communities in the state, primarily in the Rockford area is where we're doing a lot of business right now. We're really trying to expand to the south suburbs, which is why I'm here tonight. The benefit of programs like this is that it's available on demand. Many of you are familiar with the electronics collections that typically happen in communities maybe once or twice a year. And I'm not sure about anyone else, but for me, they always happen on the weekend of my son's birthday or my friend's bar mitzvah or something. There's always something going on and I can't make it. So the benefit of having a program like this is that it's always available to citizens. Having worked in municipal government for over 16 years, I understand what happens when you do not provide convenient ways for people to get rid of material. They're going to chuck it somewhere, and it's usually somewhere, obviously, you do not want them to put it. If you provide a convenient way for people to get rid of it, they will use it. And that's really the big push that I use for municipalities, is if you provide a convenient means for people to dispose of items versus telling them they can do it once or twice a year, they will use it. And this is an example of, the one on the right is one of our branded containers that we have in the Rockford area. These were in the Kelly Williamson parking lots. And Kelly Williamson is a convenience store and gas mart in the Rockford and Wisconsin area. We put these out in a couple of their parking lots in April this year. We collected over 65,000 pounds of electronics in the first week that we had that there. People used that very well. They were obviously, there's a great need out there for convenient access to get rid of electronics. This is showing the inside of basically what it looks like as people are putting stuff in the container. The containers hold about 6,500 pounds worth of electronics. And again, a list of the types of items that we take. This is a little bit more expanded list than what the state requires, because we are an electronics recycling company. We're pretty flexible. If it has a cord, basically we can take it in the program. The only thing that we try to stay away from are big, bulky, large appliances like washers and dryers and things of that sort. And I already covered this in terms of why it's important. You prevent e-waste from being dumped in back alleys or in commercial lots and commercial dumpsters. It's convenient, it's free, it's one stop, and it's great to educate the public on how to use this program. And I'm available to answer any questions that you might have.
I think that's an awesome concept of a wonderful service to have. I wanted to understand, really, did you say it's going to be available like twice a year? Will it be ongoing, that you go all the time?
No, what we would do is provide one of these containers to the Village of Sauk Village. What I normally recommend, and I believe Trustee Hoskin has identified some possible spots for you all to where this container should be placed. What we recommend is that it is placed somewhere where it can be monitored, so that people are not tempted to try to take anything out of the container, as well as see people putting things in.
That's what I was going to ask people, just so they should take this out. So we have a lot of people that go around and get this around. That would be kind of good.
And that's why we usually recommend that it's placed somewhere where it can be, it's somewhere within sight distance of someone being able to monitor it. But you set the hours that it's open. So say it's placed at your public works site, which is what I usually recommend. Your public works people open it up in the morning because it's locked. You open it, and at the end of the day, they lock it. So when they're gone, it's closed, it's locked, there's no access to it.
Finally, I just want to say, I just talked to a resident yesterday that told me that our local garbage did not pick up televisions and some other things they put out. So the young people came and took them and threw them in a ditch.
And that's what happens. I mean, because has been in place since January of 2012. A lot of residents are really unaware of it. So they're still putting these types of items out for trash pickup, and then lo and behold, they come home from work and the computer and the monitor and the TV is still sitting out there for trash pickup. They don't know what to do with it. And if they call the village hall or call the county and find out that the next electronics recycling collection isn't scheduled until January, you know, some people are going to do the right thing and put it in their garage and put it in their basement and wait until that collection. Unfortunately, everyone is not going to do that.
Did you say there'll be no cost to the village?
There's no cost to the village for it.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Trustee Ramos?
This is all electronics, it has nothing to do with hazardous material waste products, correct?
Correct. Correct. No hazardous.
Any questions? All right.
Thank you.
All right, and number 4, the resolution to transfer funds. Anybody have any questions? So, we'll open this meeting for, and any back.
Thank you very much, Mayor. As you all know that we don't have enough money in general fund to cover debt services for 2007 A bond. The total amount due is almost $685,000. Out of $685,000, we have almost paid about $455,000. And for 2007 C bond, the fire fund bond, we owe another $27,000. In essence, I'm asking for permission to move the funds from Canadian National Noise Reduction Fund in the amount of $236,000 even, and from Cell Tower Fund, $47,000, and from Water Sewer Fund, $166,206. The debt service is due on 12/1/2013, but the checks has to go at least by November 15th so that it can reach Amalgamated Bank, and the debt service needs to be taken care of as of 12/1/2013.
The money will be paid back on
It should be paid back once we get the tax revenue.
for at the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second.
Yeah, at the end of first quarter, we should be able to get almost all the money. I will transfer right away without the board's permission. Once we have already permitted moving the money from various funds into general, therefore I will have liberty and move right away with whatever fund we paid from other funds into this end fund back.
Trustee, I don't recall the resolution there is a time period to pay that back. That's something we have.
Yes, because this doesn't require any right away refund back into the area.
Well, Mayor just said we were trying to get it paid back in the second quarter.
First quarter, at the end of first quarter, we'll try to pay it back. That's an application.
Got me some other, should I have the resolution?
There's no need.
The resolution is there so that we know where the money's being spent and what's being spent for. There's three reasons, if I remember right, where the money's being spent for. You have debt services, you have the fire equipment bonds, and you have the sanitary litigation case. So those will be used, that will be used for that. But we know that that money has to be paid back, so that's what we're looking at. As soon as the money starts coming in, we'll start transferring the money back into those. And I think the best thing for do is move for Mohan to make sure that he keeps the board updated, especially in the next quarter. And now that's on our radar, I'm sure we're all going to be asking questions to make sure that money's paid back. Trustee Burgess?
Yeah, I just have a couple of questions. First of all, I know you're saying today, and I'm sure the clerk is writing everything down, but I'd like to see something that we're going to take X amount out. In other words, when our money comes in, because the money that comes in through tax levy is going to be earmarked for other things too, because we're going to have other tax bills at that time. So we have a dedicated amount that we're going to pull out. We're pulling out a dedicated amount now. We're pulling out the X amount of money right now. So we have a dedicated amount that, just like you do when you pay back something, you have a schedule. I would like to see a schedule in writing how much we're going to take out of each one, or how we're going to do this. I mean, we can talk about it now, but I'll forget about it in 3 months. I'm not saying that you will, but I need to see something, how much we're going to pull from the levy, how much we're going to pull from the first tax think it's in February or March when we first get our first taxes. Now, the tax levy that we're going to get, that we're going to levy in December, we won't get that money until next November, correct?
Until March 1st, we won't see.
Right, we won't see. So I just want to know that because money can get, we can have other emergencies, the money can be used for something else because at that particular time we may need that particular money. So.
Then what would happen is the money would be reimbursed and we'd be passing another resolution borrowed again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. See, a couple of these accounts that we're pulling from, we're not supposed to be pulling.
It's not supposed to be, but
I'm just saying, so if we have something in writing that we're going to at least pay it back at this particular time.
it will be paid back. I will.
No, but I understand, Mohammed, say for instance, you're not here in 6 months. I want something in writing that whoever comes or whatever happens at that particular time, that money, X amount of money is taken out of the levy or whatever to pay. Like you do a car loan, you pay so much.
What we can do is, more money, put something in writing, have how much money on the back, how we're going to pay back. We put something in writing, which is promise. No, I know.
Where is it right here? Where are we going to pay it back out?
Whatever.
Right.
I'm asking for the board to remove whether actually the same dollar amount to be prepaid back.
But I think the board probably put something in writing. So put something in writing exactly, with estimated amounts. If you expect a certain number coming in at a certain time, we're going to take this portion, we're going to pay it back. See if we can put something together.
I mean, because really, and we talked about this, really what we're pulling out, we're not supposed to be, but if we're going to get money back, which we talked about this too, we're going to get money back, that's no problem.
Well, I just want to make sure you clarify something. Keep on saying we're not supposed to be. Yes, we can. And that's the reason we're putting in the one resolution. We made it very clear when we went to check with the attorneys if we were able to borrow this money from this account. So you keep on saying we're not supposed to, we're not supposed to. Yes, we can.
We can take money out of
The fact is the money has to be paid.
Right.
So we can borrow the money. Now, what's something we can't do is take this money, spend it on something else, and not put the money back. So we made it very clear, and we checked with the attorneys to make sure before this happened. The time frame is the end of March when the money starts coming in. The money will go right back into these accounts.
All the money is over the first tax. Money is due. When I get that money, we'll transfer it.
Oh, you're going to pay it all back at one time?
Yes.
Okay, that's part of it. That's my master. Okay, that's nothing in here. There's nothing in this thing. There's nothing in here that states that.
Again, we were very careful about when we made this decision. We went to the attorneys to find out what we could do. The attorneys, in fact, the resolution is on the advice of the attorneys because we are borrowing the money, so we want to make sure that we have the, I'll call it the documentation, the traceability, that where the money's coming from, what we're spending the money on, and then when the tax revenue comes in the end of the first quarter, we move that money directly back into these accounts.
And the money we're spending is for the municipal bond, correct? For the building.
Plus,
The fire fund. Okay. Now, okay, because,
Plus the standing closing case.
right, well, that part we had already talked about, but the fire fund, isn't that part of their budget though?
yes,
It's part of their budget.
It's because we don't have money in fire and in general fund. Therefore, that is for the necessary money to go back until something is
Okay, you said that the lawyer said that, because I thought one was a restricted fund, but I mean, I understand, I'm not talking about the Canadian National, talking about the water fund. I thought that was restricted.
There's no choice from the real from.
Okay. As long as I see, I mean, I just want to see something in writing that we're going to pay it back, and, but I mean, because we had a problem last year. We had to raise taxes in June because of bond donation. So we had to levy taxes back. That was the first time I think I've ever heard that since I've been here. But we actually have a levy in June. We usually have a tax levy in December. So that was because we didn't have money for the bond. So I'm just saying that, as we take that kind of money away from the taxes, it's going to take away from something else down the road. Okay.
choice. All speakers will be allowed one opportunity to speak. Would you please state your name and address for the record?
Hello, Rose Langston, Vice President. Good news is I want to thank all the public participants and our volunteers for our huge, successful 10th annual spaghetti dinner. It was standing room only. We're going to have to make arrangements, probably to fill out the hallway there, the lobby, in the future. Other question that's been bothering me is the park name here. Since 2005, there was ordinance stating that it should be a joint park, not just Welch Park. And I have asked for it, and I wonder if we could at least get a sign that just says Veterans Memorial Park added to the other sign. That, in case you aren't familiar with it, any literature that goes out, whether there's rental over there, should include the new name that's been in since '05. Because every time I pick up anything, look at Facebook, they only mention Welch Park. And for any of you that aren't familiar with it, it's under park name, and I believe the ordinance number is 41.1 for the correct name. Thank you.
Stephen Shimkus, 44-year resident. The only question I had was about the electronic recycling. Is that going to be periodically picked up, or is that going to be monitored by somebody so it doesn't create an overflow condition?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Shunley, answer that question.
Thank you. I guess I probably didn't cover that. It'll just stay here forever. The partnership that we have with the communities that we have the containers with is once it gets about 3/4 full, Public Works or whoever, whatever department is hosting the container will call us and we actually come in to it. Some of the containers actually swapped out, but the containers we're mainly using now are actually empty. One other thing I wanted to add to the partnerships, what we usually try to do is ask for the village or the city to work with us on marketing. You have water bills that you can print information on, helping to advertise the electronics recycling program that's here. You have a village newsletter, obviously you have a website, so we can work with you on those types of advertising and marketing program. And not just for Sauk Village, because the volume is key, so some of the neighboring communities can obviously use the container as well.
Anyone else? All right. Anyone else? We'll move to item number 6, miscellaneous business, comments from the trustees. Start with the
I just want to let everybody know that Public Works will be a week from tomorrow, 7 p.m. It's a student run day as well as dinner happen, and we are in partnership with the tax.
This governmental relations will be here Thursday, 7 o'clock.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Park and Recs will meet at 6 o'clock Thursday over at the community center. And also, I'd like to thank everybody who helped participated in the trunk and treat, and it was a great success. We had a lot of kids turn out. We had a lot of candy given out, and it was a good time for all. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
There is a special beautification meeting Sunday, November 24th to discuss things on helping the Parks and Recs Committee with the Santa Claus parade and events thereafter. That's all I have.
Mr. Washington?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to announce that on this coming Thursday, we will have our regular schedule neighborhood watch meeting at the fire station at 7 o'clock. And I will also want to make note that the tag day that we scheduled for this Friday, we're going to postpone that due to some logistic issues that we're having right now with scheduling people to be at the different intersections. So we're going to reschedule our tag day for Friday. And I just want to say that I did attend the spaghetti dinner here with the seniors, and it was very, very awesome and phenomenal. I really enjoyed myself. A lot of seniors, a lot have an idea who, well, I was told they did that. I also want to say that, I attended Saturday at Walgreens with the mayor and the board, with Congresswoman Robin Kelly, and I was really excited to see so many residents that came to Walgreens just to see her, and then the surprise on the faces of the residents that was just shopping to see her there out here in Sauk Village. I won't announce too much of the mayor's going to tap on that, but from my perspective, I had a chance to talk to her about the neighborhood watch, and I enjoyed attending that at Walgreens. And then on Sunday, I went to Supervisor Frank Zuccarelli's event at South Suburban College, where the governor was there. I was able to actually meet with him and take a picture with him again and talk to him. I had my jacket on, so I got a lot of attention from a lot of different elected officials there. And so I just been having a very eventful weekend, and that concludes my report.
Couple things. First of all, now, very fast. That they said the date of Santa is
December 14th.
the 14th, and we're going to kick off at the public works. They're all set, and you guys will notify all the departments. Santa, he will help them.
Just a little?
Yeah, so the 14th. The other one is that the organization committee will be on the 21st of this month, 7 p.m. here in this building. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Washington is still go further. I appreciate everybody came out to the meet your Congressman and Mayor. The trustees came out. We had a great turnout. Again, a lot of the residents were glad to see the Congresswoman. And I was talking to her on the way out. She said that it was such a good turnout. She's looking forward to coming out here again. So let's see if we can get another date, maybe something early next year, where she can come out and she kind of likes that type of event where she can get out there. She's a very people person, so she likes getting out and meeting residents and talking to them. So I'd like to thank everybody who came out. I think the trustees that were able to make it out also. It was a great turnout. November starting to turn out to be a busy month. If you get a chance to go to the village calendar, a couple things I wanted to point out. So again, we have our committee meetings, we have commission meetings, we have other events. There's some important things coming up. Just to let your neighbors know, let your friends know. The Affordable Act, everyone knows it's on us now. So on Thursday, November the 14th, here at the Village Hall from 10 o'clock to 1:30, we're going to have a Affordable Care Act presentation and enrollment. So if you only want to make sure that you get enrolled on the Affordable Act, come in on Thursday the 14th. We're also doing on that same day, that night, from 7 o'clock to 8:30, we're having a presentation. There will not be enrollment at that one, but there will be a presentation. So anyone who wants to come in after work, those are going to be held right here at the Village Hall. On the 19th, as everyone remembers, we have satellite hours for Representative Pat H. Jones. On the 19th, his staff will be here from 9:30 to 12. So if your representative is Representative Pat H. Jones, you want to come in and talk to some of the staff members, we've given them a location here in the Village Hall. This is the second one that they've had already. So we're excited to be able to, number one, show off our Village Hall. And it's your Village Hall. But and we're excited that our state reps are coming in now and using our Village Hall. So, and again, that's what it's here for. The 23rd, that's Saturday, we're going to have a foreclosure assistance workshop for homeowners. That will be here at the Village Hall from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. That Saturday's a busy day. We also have the tax appeal workshop, which will be here at the Village Hall from 10:30 to 12:30. And then again, we're going to have another Affordable Care Act presentation and enrollment on that Saturday from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock here at the Village Hall. And then we end the month on the 28th of Thanksgiving. So we have a lot to be thankful for. So my children counted lessons around, we have a lot to be thankful for. And this is a month of being thankful. So just a lot of things going on in the month of November. And you should get out there and check your village calendar on the website and let your neighbors know. If you see someone in the store, stop and talk to them. Let them know what's going on in your village. With that said, I ask for a motion to adjourn. Second. Motion second, all in favor?